Malika, Malika would Malika do the honor of introducing Tinku ji?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much for warm welcome. I want to thank, first of all, Malton Women Council for letting us do this small presentation. This is part of the New Horizons Seniors funding that we have got this year. तो इस साल हमें New Horizons Seniors से फंड मिला है उसमें से हम काफी वर्कशॉप्स खुद भी कर रहे हैं कुछ हम कोलैबोरेट कर रहे हैं and this is one of them. So I want to first welcome Tinku Iyer. Tinku is into software professional from over 30 years, actually way more, and I think he was born with that talent. And he's also a avid photographer. His specialty is nature photography. I know Tinku from Toastmaster, so we have both kind of worked our way up through Toastmaster, and he's always been active in not only in the clubs but in even in the district level where he did lots of workshops and presentation. So I thought this would be a nice platform where we could showcase Tinku's talent. And of course, photography is such a beautiful thing. Photography though is like a base of any kind of filming, and Tinku has always helped. I know he specializes in nature, but I think he's amazing in human as well. He knows how to capture emotions, make you look beautiful, do framing. So I really welcome everybody, and I encourage you to Q&A ke time pe to ask those questions, and he will not only show how to take, because this is very small little time, but he will show you some of the tricks that you could use to take photographs, not only through your photo camera, but through even your phone. I don't want to talk a lot, so I would like to welcome Tinku to this great session. Welcome, Tinku. This is Malton Women Council. And as the name suggests, it's a very encouraging platform. And they do a lot of work. So thank Uzma. I thank a lot of people here in Malton Women Council for giving us this opportunity. Over to you, Tinku Iyer.
Thank you, Malika, for this wonderful intersection. And like Malika said, we have known each other for many, many years. So we know each other's secrets. We know we know everything about each other. So it's really good to have a sister in Malika, and it's nice to have a platform like this so we can connect with each other. I'm going to share my screen. First, an introduction about me. I was introduced to photography right from my childhood when the cameras were very primitive. There were box cameras, you had to look into those, and it was only black and white pictures. And my dad got those cameras when I was in Nepal. I was only a few years old. And then the cameras evolved. We still had black and white. And then suddenly we saw color, artificial, but it was not black and white. It was neither black and white nor color. And then we had the color pictures. I still like the black and white because what black and white conveyed, the color couldn't convey. And when you had gotten used to the black and white, you really enjoyed the black and white. And after that, we had a lot of manual cameras where I had Minolta, Ricoh, and Yashica. I took pride. You used to get those rolls, you put those in. I used to take pride in, I got an extra shot. It was a roll of 36, but I managed to get 39 and a half pictures. Half picture because the first one will be like half a picture. Yeah, there is a knack in putting those in the sprocket, and I don't know if any of you had used those roles, then you would know what it is. Let me just share my screen. And now I can start the slide presentation. Yeah, let me know if you can see this. You can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we can see your screen, Tinku.
Yeah, our agenda is going to be very simple. We start off with how cameras work, then which cameras to use, the terminology and the composition. Cameras, it doesn't matter whether it is a DSLR like the one I have, or you can see the camera, or cell phone camera. I have iOS camera, I have the Android. It doesn't matter what camera it is. They all work in the same principle. That's a lens, and a lens can be opened or closed. That controls how much light can come in. Then there is a sensor. That is the sensor is going to be like how sensitive the capturing equipment is. So that is also giving you a control of how much, what's the quality of the image that you capture. And again, there's also a shutter. Shutter is for what duration you need to let the light in. So the combination of these three is essentially giving you the pictures. I will start off with, I'm not sure any of you have used digital cameras or you have only used the cell phones where you're just pointing and shooting and clicking. But if you have used this digital cameras, then you have a lot more control. You don't need to necessarily shoot in the automatic mode. You can click in the manual mode. But it is good to understand the terminology. You see these scenes where the foreground and the background, they are all of the entire thing is in focus. That's called the landscape mode. And for that, you achieve when the lens is not fully open, it's almost closed. It lets very less light in, so it is darker. But as you keep on opening the lens, you get the picture more and more of the picture is in focus, and the background starts blurring. So if you see at like F8 or F11, you have a mix of both, where the foreground and the background starts blurring. But when you start opening the lens more and more, the background has blurred a lot, but you're letting a lot more light in. So this is good for a portrait mode picture where you're taking a picture of a person or something, then this is good. This is good for a landscape mode where you want everything is in focus. So this is called an aperture. How much lens you are going to open or close decides the depth of field. They call this the depth of field. The same thing here in a different mechanism where there are cameras, they start with 4. There are cameras which start with 1.4 f, but the cameras which start with 1.4 f, those lenses, they are more expensive. And you see that the foreground is in focus, the background is not in focus. As you move to the point where the lens is closing, You get the whole thing is in focus, but everything is darker now. That is the aperture setting, and that's also called as f-stop. Now, there is also a shutter speed. The shutter speed is for what duration you let the light in. And if you have used these cameras, either manual or digital DSLR camera, then you have to half press the shutter so that it can focus itself. You cannot directly press the shutter. It will not click it. You have to half press it before you press it fully. And what happens is you also have to set, these are the, if you're shooting it in automatic mode, you don't have to worry about these. But in automatic mode, you don't get to control much. What the camera is clicking may not be what you really wanted to capture. And that is something you get more control when you click in the manual mode in these DSLR cameras. And especially if you are capturing like a sports event, you are going to be like 1 by 100th second will be the shutter speed, or 1 by 1,000th of a second the shutter speed. So even if someone is running or somebody is throwing a football, you'll be able to catch those. Otherwise, what would happen is if you go to an exposure where the subject would look blurred. And that's why I remember when if I had used this manual camera before this digital age, my parents, when they took the pictures, half of the roll would be all blurred out because they would not understand these concepts. And at that time, you had no other choice but for adjusting these manually yourself. And remember, I also spoke about the sensitivity. The sensitivity is the ISO rating. With ISO rating of 100, 200, and 400. Previously, when we were dealing with the rolls that we used to print, we used to get the rolls with 100, 200, 400. The higher the gray, the higher the ISO rating, the more expensive the rolls. If I were to shoot like at night, I used to get like 800. When I was shooting fireworks, and I used to choose this sort of setting. But what happens is, why not have a ISO rating of 4000 if it is really helping you that much? But the problem is, the more the ISO rating, the picture starts appearing more grainy. There is more digital noise. So now you have in your control how much of the picture should be in focus, how much grainy it should be, how much digital noise it should be, because nowadays the cameras are really, really good. You can have like at 600 or 800, you will not be grainy with my DSLR. But with cell phones, we hardly get to choose any of these settings. So this is again the exposure triangle. You can let more light at a lower f-stop when you open the lens more. When you open the lens more, it's a lower f-stop. When the lens is closed, lesser light comes in. With the shutter speed, if you open the shutter for a longer time, more light can come in. Similarly, with a higher ISO, more lights can come in. A combination of these is what creates a good picture. And once you understand this, and you're using a DSLR or other type of cameras, you will have more control. So summary on what we learned about camera so far is we can control the exposure, we can control the depth of field, we can control the motion blur, we can control the amount of digital noise by adjusting the ISO. What camera to use? whatever is in your hand. Like when I'm walking with my dog, I use my cell phone. When I go for events, like I'm an event photographer, I would use a DSLR. I use my Canon EOS because I believe the cell phones may have caught up, but DSLR are still better than cell phones. Again, if you're shooting a DSLR, you have a lot of modes where there's manual, there's the aperture priority where you can set the aperture, the camera will choose the shutter speed, or shutter priority where you choose the shutter speed and the camera will adjust the aperture, or the program mode where the camera will set both the shutter speed and the aperture, or in the auto mode, which is you just point and shoot. But the most control you will have is in the manual mode. For the other modes, you have a portrait mode where you're taking a picture of a people. You have the landscape mode where you're taking the picture. You go to Niagara Falls, you're taking the picture of the falls. It's a landscape mode. And in that mode, what you want is you want everything in focus. Something which is close by, you want in focus. Something which is far away, you want in focus. That's a sports mode. You're capturing, you're gone to a hockey game and you're watching the game. You want to capture the action. You don't want, when you come back home, to see, oh my God, I messed up. Everything's a blurry image. It's quite possible to have that. And also when you're capturing a picture at night, with these cell phones, I used to have the cell phone BlackBerry, and I now have the Apple. I also have Android phone. I have realized that the picture quality has improved a lot. You might have also noticed that when you had the phone in the beginning versus what you have now, you are able to take better pictures. There are a lot of rules. I'm not going to go over this, but when you have a chance, if you do need the PDF, I can send you this. You can Google these. You will get a lot more idea. But tons of rules and themes that I cannot just explain in half an hour or an hour. I need an entire day to go over this. But I will go over a few that I really like. I like the rule of the third. The rule of the third is a very simple rule. A lot of these cell phones, when you take a picture, you get to choose the grid view. You can set those grid lines. Why are those grid lines good to set? Because you can align your subject on the third. This is the lower third. This is the lower third on the right, the lower third. This is the upper third on the right. This is the upper third on the left. So you can get to choose the subject to align them on the third. What is the beauty on the third is when you align them on the third, it looks aesthetic. The subject looks very aesthetic. Here's an example. Here's my dog, Oliver. I took his picture, aligned him on the third on the right. And this is the picture I took where he's aligned on the left. Your eyes will always focus on what you see, the images that you see. Your eyes will ignore the black spot here, the black background here. Will only look at the bright picture. So this is the rule of the third, where if there's a bird flying, look at the eyes. The eyes are on the third. The picture is aligned on the third. You can align the subject on the third. You can align the eyes on the third, the horizon on the third. So those are aesthetically looking, good looking pictures. So this is called the rule of the third. It's a very good rule to follow during when composing pictures. Night mode. Night mode. If I had captured this picture using flash, forget it. I would never have gotten a quality picture. Try avoiding flash as much as possible. Flash is good, but there is always a setting in your camera where you can say, I don't want the flash. Try that. And you will realize that you will be capturing better pictures without flash than with flash. And this is a picture I captured during Diwali when we have those lights. And when capturing night mode pictures, be very much aware that you cannot shake your camera too much. If you also the shutter speed, if you go below 30, you need tripod. 1/30 of a second, you would need a tripod. And that is one thing you have to be wary about, because at night you will have low light, may have trouble seeing, so you may turn on flash to see flashlight to see how it is looking and frame it. So this is in night mode. This is the movement into space. This is also a very good rule that I like. And this is something like when you see a subject, you are in a sense drawn into the picture. You can see the person. Yeah, Debbie did show us these exercises, right? See, you're seeing this person with the hand extended. You can see that that person is really enjoying the scene, the ride. And this is something that I took this picture with a digital, with my DSLR. I not with my cell phone, and I actually, they don't allow it to take it up for the ride, but I had it up with my ride and I took it. So it was fun to take this. And you can see, you can capture the moment where you can see they're happy and they are moving into the space. So that's why what would happen is, if there's a dog which is running, you want the dog facing in this direction so that most of the empty space is here. You don't want the dog facing on the left-hand side, which would mean that the dog is leaving the scene. So it would look like the dog is entering the scene, and it will be just the same way if a train is coming or moving on the track, you want the train on the left-hand side. You don't want the train on the right-hand side. So it should look like that subject is moving into the space. This is a very good rule.
टिंकू जी, सॉरी
Yes.
मैं आपको मिडिल में काट रही हूँ. हमारा एक बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है. आप क्वेश्चंस मिडिल में लेंगे या सारे एंड पे लेंगे? क्योंकि ये कुछ अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए है. कंवलजीत का क्वेश्चन है कि आईएसओ को एक्सप्लेन कर दें.
हाँ, आईएसओ को मैं एक्सप्लेन कर दूं. कंवलजीत, आप कौन सा कैमरा यूज करते हैं? मैनुअल यूज करते हैं कि सेल फोन?
नहीं, मेरे पास तो हाँ सेल फोन ही है, लेकिन आप टर्मिनोलॉजी एक्सप्लेन कर रहे थे. देन
सेल फोन में क्या होता है, वी डोंट गेट टू चूज आईएसओ इन सेल फोन. वो ये फीचर्स नहीं देते हैं. तो आईएसओ जो है, ये आप एक फोटो के दे कॉल इट एग्जिफ इंफॉर्मेशन. एग्जिफ इंफॉर्मेशन जो है, अगर आप देखेंगे तो वो बताएगा क्या एक्सपोजर सेटिंग है, क्या शटर स्पीड सेटिंग है, क्या आईएसओ रेटिंग है. आईएसओ रेटिंग जो है वो सेंसिटिविटी पे, जब भी आप रोल यूज करते थे, वो सेंसिटिविटी ऑफ द रोल था. आजकल तो रोल कोई यूज नहीं करते हैं, हमारा तो सब डिजिटल फोटोग्राफी है. सो सेंसिटिविटी ऑफ द कैमरा, एंड इफ द कैमरा is a very good make camera, so they will set a ISO rate at a much higher value, so you will be able to get good pictures. Otherwise, with a high ISO rating, if you start printing those pictures, you will see grains. Your pictures quality will not look good when it is printed, but on the screen they may look good. That is what ISO actually means. the sensitivity of the camera now. Initially, it used to meet the sensitivity of the film material that we used to use.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Abhi, this is also a very good technique that I really like. This is called leading lines. अभी मैंने ये ब्रिज का पिक्चर कैप्चर किया, तो आप देखेंगे आपका आंख इधर से शुरू होएगा, इधर से शुरू होएगा, वो ब्रिज का एंड तक जाएगा, वो लाइन में। वो आप देखेंगे ये लाइन जो है यहाँ पे मीट होएगा, ये दोनों पैरेलल से, फिर भी इट लुक्स लाइक दे आर मीटिंग एट द वैनिशिंग पॉइंट। सो इसको बोलते हैं लीडिंग लाइंस। ये रोड का पिक्चर लेते हैं तो इधर भी लीडिंग लाइंस होता है। ये बिल्डिंग का पिक्चर लेते हैं, ये भी ऊपर जाता है, ऊपर जाता है, ये लगता है ये जो पैरेलल है फिर भी मीट करने का ऐसा लगता है हमको। सो इसको बोलते हैं लीडिंग लाइंस। सो दिस इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी गुड रूल व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग अ पिक्चर ऑफ ए रोड। सो यू वांट टू कम डाउन नॉट एट द रोड लेवल, बट द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऐसा एडजस्ट करेंगे कि आप ये बिल्डिंग को कट नहीं करेंगे, ये रोड का एड्ज जो है वो दिखेगा आपको, वो एड्ज का मैंने इधर से ऐसा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से शूट किया कि यू गेट दैट इफेक्ट। तो इसको बोलते हैं लीडिंग लाइंस। ये जो है लैंडस्केप टर्मिनोलॉजी है। ये लैंडस्केप मोड में जब भी हम शूट करते हैं, हमको ये वाटरफॉल है तो ये पूरा सीन जो है हमको फोकस में चाहिए। हमको ये नहीं चाहिए कि इधर एक पेड़ है तो पेड़ फोकस में है, ये वाटरफॉल फोकस में नहीं है, हमको पूरा पिक्चर फोकस में चाहिए। तो इसके लिए क्या करना है हमको जब भी सेल फोन कैमरा में यू कैन एडजस्ट दैट बाय कितना जूम करोगे। इसमें भी हमको ऐसा नहीं कि हमको एडजस्ट कर ही नहीं सकते हैं। इसमें डिजिटल DSLR में बहुत कुछ एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं। इसमें क्या एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं, ये फ्रेमिंग कर सकते हैं आप, लीडिंग लाइंस जो ये पिक्चर मैंने खींचा था वो सेलफोन से ही खींचा था मैंने। सो वो कर सकते हैं आप फ्रेमिंग एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं, आप जूमिंग एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं, आप कितना सब्जेक्ट कैप्चर कर रहे हैं वो एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं, और बहुत कुछ एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं सेलफोन में भी। ये लैंडस्केप मोड है। और ये भी मेरे को बहुत अच्छा रूल लगता है। इसको बोलते हैं यूजिंग नेगेटिव स्पेस। आप ये जो पिक्चर है मैंने न्यूजीलैंड में खींचा था, ये देखेंगे आप तो ये तो है फर्न देखे हैं आपने, बहुत ही अच्छा पौधा है ये फर्न। ये अभी तक खुला नहीं है इसका लीव्स, और 4-5 दिन रुक के देखता तो ये खुल जाता था, इसका लीव्स सब ओपन हो जाते थे। ये जो है ये पिक्चर में 90% ऑफ द पिक्चर इज ऑलमोस्ट ब्लैंक, फिर भी दिस पिक्चर इज हैविंग गुड वैल्यू बिकॉज वी कॉल दिस 95% of the picture which we can't which there is nothing in the picture as a negative space. So you have in your control how much of the negative space to convey, how much of the positive space to convey, if the picture is centered or not. ये जो है फ्रेमिंग है, ये मैं पास से खींचा था तो ऐसा आया, दूर से खींचता था तो कोई ये फर्न का पिक्चर में बहुत छोटा फर्न इधर कॉर्नर में होता तो कोई उसको मान्यता नहीं देते थे। और ये है सेंटर्ड। ये क्या होता है, जब भी आपको बैकग्राउंड को ब्लर करना है, आपको ये डॉग जो है 1 हफ्ता का पपी था, ये मैं जब भी पिक्चर खींचा था। इसके पीछे का जो है मेरा ये आप पीछे क्या है आप बता सकते हैं पीछे क्या था? ये मेरा कार है। मेरे को ये कार को फोकस नहीं करना है। मैं कार को फोकस करता तो कोई ये डॉग को नहीं देखते, सब ये कार को देखते थे। तो मेरे को जो है डिस्ट्रैक्शन को दूर करना है। तो ये कैसा करूंगा मैं, आई विल कम एज क्लोज एज पॉसिबल टू दैट डॉग का और उसको फ्रेम करूंगा। सेलफोन में भी कर सकते हो, DSLR में भी कर सकते हो। जितना क्लोज आओगे सब्जेक्ट के ये बैकग्राउंड सब ब्लर हो जाएगा। और ये देखोगे, ये मेरे को एक कार का कुछ वैल्यू नहीं है ये फोटो में, ये फोटो में ये डॉग का वैल्यू है। सो आपको देखना है किसको आपको फोकस में लाना है, ये डॉग को फोकस में लाना है कि कार को फोकस में लाना है। तो ये जो है, इसको, ये रूल को बोलते हैं सेंटर्ड रूल, क्योंकि ये सेंटर ऑफ द पिक्चर में है। और you also have a way of blurring the distractions. ये मैक्रो मोड, ये जो है ये सब मैंने सेल्फ में खींचा है। एक दो ये मैंने DSLR में खींचा है, बाकी सब के सब मैंने सेलफोन में खींचा है। इसका ट्रिक मैं बताता हूं आपको, क्या करना है आपको। ये जो भी बी है या फ्लावर है, कितना उसको जूम में करना है। जूम का रेशियो लाइक 3x 2x 3x 4x ऐसा जूम करना है। इतना नजदीक जाना है कि वो बी कैप्चर होए, और फिर पिक्चर लेंगे। तो इसको मैक्रो बोलते हैं। मैक्रो में क्या होता है, बी का एक्चुअल साइज इतना बड़ा तो नहीं होता है, बी तो इतना छोटा होता है, फिर भी इसको बड़ा दिखाने का मैकेनिज्म को बोलते हैं। ये जो है फ्लावर्स और बीज और छोटे छोटे जब ये आंखें का फोटो लेते हैं तभी मान्यता रखता है। सो इसको मैक्रो फोटोग्राफी बोलते हैं। और ये जो है सेलफोन में भी कर सकते हैं, थोड़ा जूम कर रहे हैं 3x 4x, और नजदीक जाना है, बी थोड़ा ख्याल रखना है, बी को टच तो नहीं कर सकते हैं, वो भाग जाएगा लेकिन ट्राई करेंगे तो मैक्रो निकाल सकते हैं, आप खींच सकते हैं। ये जो पिक्चर निकाला है मैंने मैक्रो, अगर मैं थोड़ा दूर से निकाला तो बी एकदम छोटा दिखेगा और उसको उतना वैल्यू नहीं होगा। ये जो है पोर्ट्रेट मोड पिक्चर, मेरी गीता मौसी कितना सुंदर है ना एंड ये जो है, मैं किसी को सुंदर तो दिखा नहीं सकता हूं, क्योंकि सबके सब जो लोग हैं, आई फील एवरीबडी इज ब्यूटीफुल, एंड इट इज ओनली a matter of capturing their smile, capturing them. Sometimes you can capture them unaware, but you have to make that subject comfortable. If the subject is very aware of फोटो खींच रहे हो, कोई लोग होते हैं वो बोलेंगे मेरा फोटो मत खींचो, ऐसा नकरा। मेरा गीता मौसी तो ऐसा कभी नहीं करेंगी बट जो ऐसा करेंगे ना, तो उनका फोटो जब भी खींचेंगे तो उनका जो अवेयर नहीं होंगे तभी खींचेंगे, तो और मान्यता रखता है। जो अवेयर होंगे और बोलेंगे मेरा फोटो मत खींचो, तो उनका नहीं, ठीक से नहीं आएगा। और ये देखेंगे, ये भी बैकग्राउंड देखेंगे तो ब्लर हो जाता है, और ये जब भी बैकग्राउंड कभी ब्लर होएगा, आप डिजिटल, इसके लिए तो मैं ये यूज करता हूँ DSLR में ये डेप्थ ऑफ फील्ड में मैंने अपर्चर कंट्रोल करके डेप्थ ऑफ फील्ड कंट्रोल किया, तो ये ब्रिड्ज भी फोकस में आता। कोई मेरी सिस्टर इन लॉ को नहीं देखते थे, सब ब्रिड्ज को भी देखते थे। मेरे को क्या करना है, ऐसा करना है, फोटो लेना है कि सब इनको देखे, लोगों को देखे और किसी को नहीं। तो ये जो है पोर्ट्रेट मोड पिक्चर्स है, वेयर यू टेक द पिक्चर्स ऑफ पीपल, you concentrate and focus on the people and try to make the background blurry or dull or uninterested background. ये देखेंगे इसका बैकग्राउंड कुछ मान्यता नहीं रखता है। ये बैकग्राउंड, इधर भी बैकग्राउंड में चेयर है, कुछ बैकग्राउंड में मान्यता नहीं रखता। तो your whole attention, audience, you want the whole audience look at that picture. ये मेरा फेवरेट है रिफ्लेक्शन। रिफ्लेक्शन जब भी पिक्चर खींचेंगे तो आप वाटर फ्रंट में हैं, ये खींचा था मैंने मेडोवेल में, एक लेक है वहां खींचा था। मेडोवेल कम्युनिटी सेंटर के बाजू में एक लेक है, एक्वेंटाइन लेक, वहां खींचा था ये पिक्चर्स। ये जो है ये न्यूजीलैंड में खींचा था, बट दिस पिक्चर्स एज यू कैन सी यू गेट टू रिफ्लेक्शन में क्या होता है, ये जो शेप जो बनता है थोड़ा अलग सा ही हो जाता है। यू गेट टू सी द स्काई, स्काई का भी रिफ्लेक्ट होता है, ये बिल्डिंग भी रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाते हैं। ये दिस इज ए वेरी गुड थीम टू क्लिक रिफ्लेक्शंस। और चिल्ड्रन जो बच्चे का पिक्चर लेना बहुत बहुत मुश्किल है, क्योंकि उनको आप बोल नहीं सकते हम पोज करो। वो जब भी हंसेंगे, खुलेंगे, खेदेंगे तभी ले सकते हैं। ये देखेंगे आप बच्चे झिसक रहे थे, ये बोल रहे हैं इनको और कुछ चाहिए था, इनको बोले पोस्ट करो पोस्ट करो, नहीं पोस्ट नहीं करेंगे वो उनका जो मूड है वैसा ही कैप्चर कर सकते हैं। एंड आई रियली 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 लव टू टेक द पिक्चर्स ऑफ चिल्ड्रन, बिकॉज इसमें जो मजा आता है ना, इनका जो इमोशंस कन्वे करना, जो हंसी है, जो उनका जो केयर फ्री एटीट्यूड है, हम सब बच्चे होते हैं तो कितना अच्छा होता है। वही है ना, ये जो पिक्चर में जो देखते हैं, जो दिखाना चाहते हैं, सब यही मान्यता रखता है फोटोग्राफी में। और ये एक कॉन्सेप्ट है कॉल्ड मिनिमलिज्म। मिनिमलिज्म में क्या होता है, मेरे को केवल ये पौधे का फोटो लेना था और कुछ नहीं। सो मैंने क्या किया, एक वॉल के, दिस वाज सिटिंग इन अ वाइट वेस, मैंने वाइट वॉल के सामने रखा, पूरा फोकस जो है केवल ये पौधे पे है। ये जो है मिनिमलिज्म मुझे बहुत पसंद है, इसका भी ये मेथड भी। और ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट का पिक्चर जो है, इसमें जो इमोशंस कन्वे कर सकते हैं, ये मेरी बीवी स्मिता और मेरी सिस्टर इन लॉ, ये इनको मालूम भी नहीं था कि मैं जो इमोशंस इसमें कन्वे कर सकते हैं ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में, कलर में नहीं ला सकते हैं। और ये मेरी बेटी, और किसी के घर गए थे, और वो बच्चा जब भी मेरी बेटी को ऐसा, दीज आर द इमोशंस यू कैन नॉट एक्सप्लेन इन वर्ड्स, यू कैन नॉट, इट ओनली कैन बी कन्वेड इन पिक्चर्स। और जो हम पिक्चर्स में दिखा सकते हैं वो बिल्कुल, ये जो इमोशंस ये क्या है ना, जब भी व्हेन आई गो बैक एंड सी दीज पिक्चर्स, I can relive those moments, and I feel happy about those pictures. Or flowers is my favorite subject. जब भी every day you see some different flowers, you see something, मेरे को लेट हो रहा है कोई फिक्र नहीं, मैं जाऊंगा, मैं पिक्चर लूंगा, 5 मिनट और लेट हो गया तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है। मैं लेकिन मिस नहीं करूंगा ये। और ये जो है, इसमें जो मजा है, मजा है। फ्लावर्स का ये टुलिप गार्डन में खींचे थे, ये रोज, इसमें भी देखेंगे आपने, मैंने इंटेंशनली बैकग्राउंड को ब्लर किया है, सम ऑफ देम ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट, द ब्लैक बैकग्राउंड चूज किया, ये सब मैंने इफेक्ट के लिए। और ये जो वाटर ड्रॉपलेट था, जब भी बारिश का ये मौसम था, आप पानी, यू आर वाटरिंग द गार्डन, so you can always take those droplets. That gives special meaning to those pictures. अभी textures आप picture करते हैं, patterns picture करते हैं. ये रोम का म्यूजियम में मैंने पिक्चर लिया था. ये जो है एक छतरी का, ये एक छतरी था, ये डिफरेंट एंड इसमें क्या होता है, यू कैन फिल द होल फ्रेम, इट डजंट मैटर. और आप फोटो लेते हैं सो यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट ओ पूरा सब्जेक्ट नहीं आ रहा है, ये थोड़ा कट रहा है, वो सिर कट रहा है, पूंछ कट रहा है कुत्ते का, फिक्र नहीं है, जस्ट टेक इट. तो मैं जो है एक गेम खेलता हूँ गुरु शॉट्स करके, और ये गेम जो है टीम गेम है. सो आई प्ले फॉर अ टीम एंड I can share this with you, but basically the important rules to follow are, let me just give you a recap of those rules because few people came in late. The rule of the third. So as a summary, rule of the third is a very, very good rule. I really love this rule because this rule, you can place the subject on the third, either on the left, on the right, or on the top third or bottom third. It is very aesthetic. Those pictures are very aesthetic. Night mode, flash, and take the pictures in low light. You will realize thoda dull hoega, so you can always correct it later. जो पिक्चर करेक्ट करेंगे, एडिटिंग करेंगे, मैं एडिटिंग के बारे में तो आज भी गया नहीं, लेकिन आप एडिट करोगे तो ओवर एक्सपोज हो गया पिक्चर तो एडिट करना बहुत मुश्किल है. अंडर एक्सपोज है पिक्चर, आप एडिट कर सकते हो, उसमें लाइट डाल सकते हो एडिट करके, बट बहुत ओवर एक्सपोज हो गया तो उसमें कटा नहीं सकते हैं, बहुत कम मुश्किल है घटाने का. तो ये नाइट मोड. मूवमेंट इनटू स्पेस, एक डॉग जा रहा है, पीपल आर वॉकिंग, यू वांट पीपल फेसिंग direction in which they're moving so that it should look like they're moving into the photo, they are moving out of the photo. If these people were facing the other round, it will look getting out of the photo. Now it looks like they're into the photo frame. So this is a technique called movement into space. This is called leading lines. This is also my favorite, where you can capture the lines of like a bridge or a road where they are meeting at a point in space, even though they are parallel lines. Landscape mode mein you want everything in focus. Foreground mein ho, background mein ho, you want everything in good focus. Using negative space, जब भी आपको फोकस करना है एक ऑब्जेक्ट को, बट उसका सराउंडिंग ये सब, यू डोंट हैव टू वरी, जस्ट फोकस ऑन दैट सब्जेक्ट. सराउंडिंग सब अपने आप ये हो जाएगा, डल हो जाएगा, इट विल बिकम ग्रेड आउट, और इट विल बिकम, everybody will be able to focus on the fern. And because of this negative space that I created, that is 90% of the space that I'm not using in this picture. And that is called using negative space. Here also you are focusing in on something which you want. There is in the background, I had a car. I don't want that car to be coming in focus. I focused it in such a way so that the dog, the puppy would be in full focus. That way you can see uska aankh dekhenge to how you can see the glow in the eyes. Macro jab bhi shoot karenge to you have to get as close as possible to the subject. And if you're shooting with set the set a zoom at 3 or 4. Don't, even if your camera has a zoom of 10, don't go higher zoom. Keep it 2 to 3 to 4. It's good. You don't want so high a zoom that you won't be able to capture. उसका quality भी चला जाता है फिर बाद में. Portrait mode, the focus is on people. Let your subject be as comfortable as possible to capture the best picture. And sometimes you can say cheese, funny, or whatever to get them to laugh. But I like taking also pictures where people are not aware that I'm taking their picture. Reflections, where you're taking the picture of nature, you're taking the picture in a lake or an ocean or a seafront, where there are reflections, you can take those pictures very nicely by framing properly. और बच्चों का पिक्चर ये सबसे मुश्किल बात है. इसमें क्या करता हूं मैं, एक 10 पिक्चर खींचा तो 2-3 पिक्चर अच्छे होते हैं, बाकी सब बच्चा हिल गया, बच्चा इधर देखा, मुड़ गया. I'm not showing you those pictures where the children moved away. I'm only showing you the pictures that came out really good. If we take the pictures. Minimalism, where your focus is on something, you want to focus on that, but the entire, इसको भी negative space बोल सकते हैं क्योंकि there is nothing else other than this plant to focus on. So your eye will naturally focus on this. ये छोटा भी हो ना तो भी देखे, your eye will focus on that. Black and white. हमारे कैमरा में mostly color pictures लेते हैं, लेकिन there is also a setting you can set even before you take. I can say that I want to take the picture in black and white and take a black and white picture. But none of us do it. Try doing it. I challenge you to do it. Because क्या होएगा ना, you will see that black and white, there are so many shades of black, so many shades of white. It is the best medium for capturing emotions. Flowers also looks very cool in black and white. And feel free to explore. The sky is the limit. ये नहीं है कि ये जमाना नहीं है कि मैंने वो ये रील 36 का रील लिया, मेरा रील खत्म हो गया और वो मेरे को सोच के फिर फोटो लेना है. ऐसा नहीं है. आप जो भी लेना फोटो लेना चाहते हैं लीजिए. Just enjoy, have fun. But the most important thing is keep clicking pictures. Take pictures often. Or if possible, learn how to edit those pictures. You can take it to the next level. Take pictures of anything you see, like patterns. You don't even have to say, oh, मैंने ये फूल को काट दिया, क्योंकि ये जो है आप क्रॉप करोगे तो भी इसका डिटेल्स जो है नजर आता है. दूर से देखोगे तो ये डिटेल्स नजर नहीं आएंगी. तो क्रॉप किया तो भी कुछ वजन है. And that is my slideshow. I can show you the game that I play. ये देखेंगे तो इसमें थीम है पावरफुल कंपोजिशन, फेसबुक लाइमलाइट, स्ट्राइकिंग सनसेट्स, माय परफेक्ट शॉट. ये जो पिक्चर है मैंने हवा में खींचा था, लावा का.
Not visible.
Not visible?
Yeah. No. How visible?
जी अब आया था 1 मिनट के लिए बीच में. Before it was visible.
Oh, I see. थोड़ा time
Yeah.
लगता है. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is it visible now?
Yes, yes, it is.
या लावा का पिक्चर खींचा था मैंने. इतना नजदीक से खींचा था ये कि we could feel the heat also. हवाई में खींचा था.
Very
तो-
nice.
तो वो जो गाइड थे वो बोल रहे थे we have to go away from here. This is very close. This is too close for comfort. तो ये जो फोटो खींचते हैं इसमें भी you have to be very careful of the surrounding of the situation. कितने टाइम हमने देखा कोई सेल्फी लिया और उसके
Accident.
बाद एक्सीडेंट हुआ. You have to use common sense थोड़ा. और मैं इधर आपको एक दिखाऊंगा. ये देखेंगे आप बटरफ्लाई का.
Yeah.
और थोड़ा पिक्चर्स दिखाऊंगा इधर. तो मैं क्लाउड्स का ढूंढूंगा तो ये क्लाउड देखेंगे तो ये जो क्लाउड है this also shows me that I got the top 100 rank in the contest. So ये cloud जो है it looks like some animal,
Yeah.
right? Clouds
Yeah.
clouds are my favorite topic because they ये देखेंगे तो ये मुझे तो rabbit दिखता है.
Yeah.
But there are clouds में भी shapes दिखते हैं और वो आप दिखा सकते हैं. So that's really good. मंदिर. So sky is the limit. अब देखेंगे इधर मैंने ये क्लाउड था फोटो लिया. ये बिल्डिंग है. बिल्डिंग के जो शीशे हैं इसमें रिफ्लेक्शन क्लाउड का. सो ये जो है द स्काई इज द लिमिट. आप जो खींचेंगे और आप देखेंगे वो यू कीप टेकिंग पिक्चर्स. यू विल कीप गेटिंग बेटर एंड बेटर. और मैं एक और बताऊंगा. ये जो है टीम गेम है और ये जो फोटो है this is the photo I actually took.
Oh,
I actually won with this photograph. When I entered this contest, this is the picture that won me the contest. And this is a site where I am right now at a Guru 4. You start at a very low level and you keep getting better and better. You get better. So right now I am at a level 4. And there are till Guru 8. There are 8 levels. So if I can show you. ये हमारा टीम है. टीम बीवर करके. इसमें सब किसी और का पिक्चर्स देखेंगे तो भी आप देख सकते हैं. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ अदर फोटोग्राफर्स. So why I like this game is because you you also get to share your pictures with other photographers. You form team with them. You keep getting better with them because they will tell you how, ये learning जो है, there are people who are always better than you. There are others who are better than you. You learn from them. ऐसा नहीं कि learning never stops. It doesn't matter whether it is photography or any other field. Learning. And at this point of time, I want to stop the share and I will want to open the floor for questions.
Tinku ji, you've stopped the share, but I would like to know which one is your favorite picture?
My favorite is, it's like asking me to choose. It's like asking a parent to choose its favorite child.
There was a photo that Tinku ji shared with me, a drop on a leaf. I liked it very much. The raindrops. Yes. Even my photo with Chiki is very good. Vineet Sharma. That is my son's friend.
I like the Geeta Mosi's picture also. Very nice. That came really good.
I want to have it. Please share.
Yeah, we will frame it.
I would like to frame it.
I have a lot great this passion for the photography. In my garden, there are so many flowers, and I take their photographs. This is pansy flower. Is it visible?
Yes. Very nice.
And I copied this and painted this. Made that, and that painting looks really. It's real. I have so many flowers, so many from my garden.
My garden is also full of flowers. Yes, Kanwaljit ji, पूछिए.
Yes, sir. मेरा एक तो क्वेश्चंस हैं. पहले तो मैं आपको कांग्रेचुलेट करूंगी कि इट वाज वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव लेक्चर एंड वी हैव रियली एंजॉयड दिस. बट मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि व्हेन यू वर डिस्कसिंग द थीम्स, then you showed different pictures. One picture was that simultaneously, on one side there was a picture of a bridge where parallel lines were there and they were joining at they were about to join in a squared point, and on the other side there was a picture of the road which was also converging towards the buildings. And you said that though these are the parallel lines, in theory they don't meet, but in picture you can show like that. But what is the difference between these two pictures? कि आपने किस एंगल से वो लेनी है पिक्चर? बिल्डिंग की और एंगल से ली हुई है, ब्रिज की जो ली है अपने सेंटर से ली है. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर कन्वर्जिंग एट ए पॉइंट. मेरा एक तो ये पॉइंट है.
बिल्कुल आपने सही नोटिस किया. करेक्ट.
सेकंड मेरा पॉइंट है, आपने जब मिनिमलाइजेशन वाला आप ये एक पॉट दिखा रहे थे, उसकी बैकग्राउंड ऑल वाइट, only you are focusing on that part with that plant in that. And you said that when you are focusing on one object, then you can you have placed that that material to that point where the background is only white and you are focusing on that object. But my question is that when you are to focus on that point, but you are not interested to change the background, but we are interested to change without picking from one place to another, how that is possible?
It can be done through editing. एडिट करते हैं पिक्चर तो कर सकते हैं.
आप जैसे आपने फोकसिंग वाला भी कहा कि आप जूम आउट कर सकते हो.
आप दो टाइप कर सकते हैं. एक तो आप एडिटिंग में कर सकते हैं, दूसरा आप पिक्चर लेते समय कर सकते हैं. जब भी अगर पिक्चर लेते समय करेंगे तो आपको बाद में एडिट नहीं करना पड़ेगा.
यस, तो वो ऑब्जेक्ट को उठा के एक जगह से दूसरी जगह के पे लेके जाना पड़ेगा.
आप अगर कर सकते हो तो कीजिए.
I want to show you one thing. This is painting from photography.
Very nice.
Wow.
Painting from photography of my garden.
Hold on. Let me.
This is real flower also. This.
Hold on, 1 minute, 1 minute.
I put this real flower here. And otherwise, it's a picture, painting, my painting from my plant, on plant, painting plant.
I got it. Thanks. 1 minute, 1 minute.
Capture कर ली टिंकू?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
1 minute, 1 minute. वो पिक्चर लेना है मेरे को.
ये
वापस
ले लो,
दिखाइए.
हमारी भी ले.
हाँ, वापस दिखाइए.
Take the picture.
हाँ, time to take the picture. 1 minute. Gallery view में डालते हैं. Can everybody turn on their camera?
Mela.
Say cheese.
Hello.
Say cheese, paneer.
Paneer.
गीता जी आपका फेस कवर हो रहा है.
लाइट नहीं आ रही है आपके फेस पर.
मेरा लाइट ही नहीं है, पता नहीं क्यों.
अब है, अब है.
हाँ, बस still, stay still.
मदन जी आपका कैमरा ऑफ है.
मदन जी आपका हैंडसम फेस नहीं देख पा रहे हम लोग.
हाँ, कैमरा ऑन कीजिए.
Why it is dark? Why every time?
आपकी बैकलाइट बहुत ज्यादा आ रही है.
हाँ.
वो साइड मैंने बंद कर दिया था, वो फिर खोल दिया उन्होंने.
मैंने कहा लाइट नहीं आ रही इसलिए मैंने खोल दिया.
नहीं,
हेलो,
पीछे
मदन जी,
का लाइट
कैमरा
ऑन
ऑन
करो,
कीजिए.
पीछे का टेबल लैंप जो है वो ऑन करो.
उसका ऑन करूं? अच्छा.
हाँ, और इसको ऑफ बंद कर दो, साइड वाला को.
मदन जी मेरा कहना नहीं मान रहे.
मदन जी सुन नहीं रहे, सुनाई दे रहा है. आई थिंक इज फ्रॉम द फोन और समवेयर.
या आई थिंक कस्टमर के साथ हैं. आई थिंक. ओके.
Thank really I miss, sorry yeah, I had to drop out a work call, but I'm sure Tinku is really amazing. He does these sessions.
Yes.
It's really very different. So मेरे को काफी नॉलेज मिली है. आइडियाज जाने हैं किस तरीके से शेड्स वाली आपकी बिल्डिंग्स है, नीचे पानी में भी शेड आ रहा है. और वो तो बहुत ही अच्छा है कि सड़क के साथ पूरी बिल्डिंग ऊपर तक आ रही है. यू हैव टेकन उसका एंगल, ऐसे एंगल से लिया कि ऐसी फोटो भी आई है, ऊपर की भी, बादलों की भी. वैसे मेरा भी सब्जेक्ट बादलों का है, बादलों से बहुत प्यार करती हूँ. तो तरह तरह के अपने ये बन जाते हैं कभी कभी. तो बहुत अच्छे. एक तो मैंने फोटो भी ले रखी है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि एक कपल किस कर रहा है, बहुत प्यारे लवर किस कर रहे हैं. मैंने उसकी फोटो ले रखी है.
I think he has a group in Facebook also, जहाँ पे ये लोग फोटोग्राफी सब शेयर करते हैं, right Tinku?
Is there a group where photography is shared?
या
मैं तो बहुत खींचती हूँ फोटो, स्पेशली फ्लावर्स के.
ग्रुप का नाम स्नैप है. स्नैप.
अच्छा, ग्रुप का नाम
Snap है.
Okay. There is another photographer from India. He also sends me very good photos. I'll ask him to join you. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
He sends me. I always ask for his photos. वो नेचर का भी बहुत खींचता है. नेचर का he gives me too many.
So how about, since Tinku is here, and how about since our magazine is coming, anybody wants to send some pictures what they take and to Tinku? Tinku, can you share your email in the chat? And then maybe we will feature 3 photographs from the attendees.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
You can publish my photo with Vineet. I can give him a copy of the book.
So you have to send your pictures through email only to Tinku Iyer.
Yeah. Can you see this picture?
Which one?
Wow.
What is it?
This is from Toronto Zoo.
Toronto
Lovely.
Zoo.
No. I think it's
Oh, beautiful.
This not visible.
So many years ago, PCHS had a group of photography for seniors, and Narinder auntie took beautiful pictures over there as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I have so many those.
So first of all, Malika, thank you so much for introducing us to Tinku. And Tinku ji is here, and everybody
likes the session. There are so many technical things. And Tinkuji, I would like to share with you my first love, my Yashika.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Very
so
good.
I started my photography
Oh,
on
wow.
Yashika
Good.
30 FX3.
Oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am.
I had that too. Yashika, I have that too.
I would like to share a portrait today I clicked. Is it coming?
Okay, Uzma is talking, ma. Just one
Okay.
second, please.
And
Thank
I
you.
have collection of lenses for that one.
Wow.
Wow.
I have
Uzma-
fisheye, I have macro, I have standard lens, I have what do you call that extended one?
You are very good
Telephoto.
photographer. Very good
Telephoto.
photographer.
So
Yes.
this was my past, and now I just invest on my phones to take pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think Kamalji ji, you were talking about the backgrounds. So those who have iPhone, so there is one feature for portrait. There you can control the background.
Yes.
Oh,
You can turn it into white or black or
uh-huh.
the way you want. So try that one as well.
Okay, I will try.
Yeah, try that.
Thank you
one.
for the information.
And I said, okay, I just, you know, because it's my passion, photography.
Uzma, now that we know you have all the cameras, we'll come one by one for
Yes.
a beautiful.
So that was the camera with
Wow.
the roll, and then we wait. Okay, how many were blurred? And we asked for when we go to lab, and I asked him only develop the good one. वरना वो बहुत चार्ज कर लेता था. आधी गलत आई, किसी की आंख बंद है, कोई ऐसे देख रहा है, कोई blur हो गई.
So many cameras.
कर देता था. And here Tinku's camera is coming. Yes.
Wow.
25 कैमरा है मेरे पास.
अरे वाह अभी सभी के अलग अलग कैमरा निकल रहे हैं.
Look at that. Amazing.
This is Yashika 635.
Wow.
Or maybe 40, 50 years old.
Wow.
These have square pictures in that.
तो अंकल मेरा भी कोई 40 years old है.
ये देखिए ये फोटो जो है ना ये आईफोन से किया है, आईफोन 8 प्लस.
Oh, wow.
ये that became so popular with only black and white जो आपने बोला था वो पोर्ट्रेट में किया है इसको.
बहुत खूबसूरत.
This is my dad's picture and he loved it. He told me also before he left he said ये फोटो मेरा अच्छा रखना हमेशा because he liked that style and everything. And I remember somebody else had asked, he said, नहीं, वो मेरे लिए सिर्फ है. So yeah, it's very nice. It's in your iPhone, and I'm sure Tinku, this is another feature that iPhone has done. So I can now play with the picture on that sun's background. I can move it around. So I have to obviously go in there, but you can take the picture, press it, and you can move it around.
Another feature
I
I like in iPhone is the live photo. When you take a live photo, and if suppose somebody close their eyes, you can always edit that live photo and go back to the point where they had not closed their eyes. You can make that as an active photo. That's a nice feature I like.
Tinku, today we took some pictures. Uzma was there. But the guy who took the pictures with the phone camera did something like when you are holding something like this, there's a reflection of light falling on this picture. We are holding a frame, and because of the light is falling on that, it's spoiled the whole picture because it's blurred the picture itself. Can you edit that or not?
You can send me the picture. I can look at what can be edited.
Okay, I will do that. As a good picture, but
I think
because of the angle, we were holding that frame
in the chat,
and it's a reflection of the light.
Malika, can you share
the
email in WhatsApp?
Yeah, I'll share in WhatsApp and I'll put it also to everyone. You only shared with me, Tinku, that's why.
Oh.
Okay, now everybody will see Tinku's email.
We have Tinkuji's email.
Too many questions regarding camera will be coming up.
Tinku, I don't know if you see somewhere in the middle there picture flash on the there on the frame.
Oh, I
So-
see. He's got a reflection there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a reflection from the light on the ceiling. It happened because the way we were holding the frame, this is reflected from the top there. And all like 5-6 pictures taken, they're all the same.
Oh my God.
It's all like spoiled.
मुझे बुला लिया होता.
Yeah, I will send you if it can be fixed, fine. If not,
Yeah, sure. We can fix it.
I'm sure that other people took the pictures as well. There might be somebody who will get from them.
Okay, I really enjoyed your presence and the opportunity.
बहुत आइडियाज मिले हम लोगों को फोटो खींचने के.
Thank you so much, Tinku for being with us.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure having you with us, and we got to know so much about photography today. हमें तो बिल्कुल इन चीजों का maybe we didn't have an idea. And Tinku made us aware of so many new things. Maybe Uzma was, but I wasn't at least. And then we get to learn every time, like Tinku said. I have a request. There's a guest participant we have with the number. वो बताएंगे कि वो कौन है, उनका अपना नाम please share कर दीजिए. Instead, rename your Zoom ID, please. ये guest number 069832.
Yeah, my name is Prabha. Prabha.
Prabha, this is you?
Yeah.
अच्छा प्रभा जी, ठीक है. That's great. ठीक है. Good to have you. ये मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि आईडी किसका है. Thank you so much, Prabha ji, telling us. Okay, and lastly, of course, we should not miss कि 21st June जो है, it's an Indigenous Day today. We have today is an Indigenous Day. Number one, we have like 3 important things to honor today. 3 important things. Number one, it's the Indigenous Day today. Number 2 is the World Music Day. So हमने थोड़ा बहुत Music Day भी ने हमारे लिए play कर ही दिया. And also it's the International Yoga Day. So आज हमारे 2 चीजें तो हो गई हैं. And of course we should honor the indigenous history. Thank you so much once again, Tinku for being with us. किसी का there is still time. अगर किसी का कोई question है important, तो maybe Tinku can take it.
This is also the longest day of in
yes,
this.
That is also one more thing.
Yes, it is considered to be the longest day of summer, especially in India. Ji, because of the longest period of daylight.
Yeah, and 23, and the sun is also 23, and day I think 22 and 21. What is the day today?
It's 21st.
21st. After 2 days, 23 will come.
That's Anji. 23rd. You're talking about 23rd?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the International Olympic Day as well. So much of exercise and yoga and music in our lives. See how important it is. So anybody has any comments?
And the session was very nice and we enjoyed a lot.
Thank you. And so just wanted to say that we have, I know Mortal Movement Council has their sessions, but New Horizon Media Arts, that is the company which got the seniors funding. And that's how we got Tinku also. And like that, we are going to get many other, when we had Madan ji giving us, he was the instructor. So just generally this funding is for instructors actually who are doing different kind of fields. They are doing their workshops. So through the year till March, we will have these sessions. The biggest event is happening on August 3rd, Thursday at 6 p.m. at Small Arms Building, and you have a lot of things happening during that day. So if you are available, seniors are themselves having their own tables. They are also going to be a lot of programs, cultural, and also I'll encourage you all to just register on Eventbrite. The volunteers are free, so we don't charge the volunteers, and otherwise it's just a $20 ticket. But otherwise also, I'm just saying we have other workshops that are all free, and because they are funded, so we have we'll be having more in person. We just had the yoga session in person recently. We are going to have one in the park open soon, August, I think 13th we are thinking of. So I'll be just look out for those dates. We'll come out even more with music sessions, dance sessions in person. And these will be conducted all over Peel, Guelph, all these different areas. They'll be all instructor led. So I encourage you to share this message with other people and come for it, and you'll really enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, Malika. You will be sharing the flyers with us also?
Yes, I'll share
In
the
the different
flyers.
groups?
Yeah,
Yes.
we are going to even do a schedule now. We'll just send it to everybody so that they can advance book their time. And they are all on Eventbrite. So you don't have to, you can just book your spot. It's open to all. Thank you.
That's great. So everybody can maybe pay attention to Malika's announcement right now. And thank you everybody for being here today. We'll see you next Wednesday, same time. It's kindly requested कि आप time पे आए so we can start the exercise properly. Presenters are making a great effort, so we need to appreciate them as well. And of course, it's about your own personal health first and foremost. Thank you, Tinku ji. Thank you, Malika.
Thank you.
Thank you.